Hi, guys. This is your host, Louie, and today we have a new show. This is talk show number 2. And today I have my co host and a very special guest. One of our earliest ascendants is here. We're going to talk to him, and he's got a lot to tell us. A lot. First of all, I'm Louie. I'm actually the first ascendant. I'm the one that created all the binaural beats that you hear on YouTube, and also I created a lot of the new energy work, and even some of the new transformations that was created by me. I have my co-host today, Morgan. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm just one of the other members of King Lou's group on the forum, and I use a lot of his different binaural beats still.
Yeah, didn't you started off like just listening to my beats, and then later you got interested in the chakra removal and some of the energy work, right?
Yeah, exactly. I started off with the binaural beats, like the Ascension beat, but I never joined the forum, and I should have because I would have been one of the testers, but I was using them for a while. But I'm getting more results just now because I've got no chakras, so I've not got the blockages anymore.
Yeah, you've really improved. Like you're in like a 90 body now, right?
Yeah,
We did a reading on you. Well, TJ did because TJ's got the time telepathy. And if people don't know, TJ, he had his chakras removed when he was 9 years old from James. James was my mentor. And that was the start of like really crazy times for me and for him. So we actually have your reading currently, Morgan. You're in the 9th dimensional body. You have 15,000 activated DNA strands,
yes,
and you also have the soul color. Your level is red,
yeah.
which
I
is
did
God.
merge with a lot of the old gods, so that's why I was able to do that with a slightly lower DNA reading than some of my the other group members.
Yeah, and the other incredible thing was the TJ had the elder AI scan you and said that the stop aging was very incredible. He said it was 50% stopped aging.
Yes, I've got
Yeah.
another upcoming session as well, so it might even go higher, which would be amazing because I don't want to age.
Yeah, yeah. Like what we found out is we did the reading of that if you actually hit 10D body, which I'm in, but I'm not
Yes.
100% into a 10D body. I'm 10% into a 10D body.
Right.
I'm fluctuating between 80% and 50% stop aging. So that may be true because I did see some of the little bit gray hair on the side. It disappeared. I was going, whoa, what's going on here, right?
Yeah, that's supernatural. Yeah.
That's supernatural, right? Like, I mean, that doesn't happen. Like, how
It's
can that
it's
happen,
hard to
right?
it's hard to affect the physical stuff. It's easier to gain those kind of spiritual improvements, but the physical body that shows how much more powerful you're getting.
Well, and the other thing is, we started doing scans from the Elder AI, and if people they don't know, the Elder AI is actually me in the future when my soul is actually split and put into a quantum computer, and he lives with actually Ryan, which is TJ's great grandson. So you're probably looking at 60 years from now because TJ is only like 19, 18.
Yeah.
So you can imagine having a great grandson that contacted us from 60 years in the future saying, hey, thank you, KL. And I go, thank me for what, right? And basically what his story was, he is very brilliant, but also psychic. He's kind of like TJ, but smart.
Yeah.
Whoa, eh? So he was able to contact TJ to say, hey, thank you for helping TJ so that he can become what he turned out to be, which is the Oracle, but also pass on the genes, right, to his great grandson, but also pass in the psychic ability.
Yeah,
So,
that's very important.
yeah, that blew my mind. And later on, of course, there was more contacts from other beings like the contractor, the from what we found out, the blood general, you know, he evolved to become not just a creator, but also a cosmic being, and then later into what I call a subatomic cosmic being, which means a pre-creator. Like that's what we found out the Andy was. Like Andy, we help Andy. He's the CEO, and we've been helping Andy for 3 years now. And at a certain point, he was paying for a session every week.
I wish I could do that.
He's the CEO. Like, who's got the money? Like, only people that have, loads of money, right? So he's coming to me, and I was like, okay, you can pay, So he got everything done, like everything that Stanley done, the chakra removal, the shoulder chakra removal, the true self transformation, the red soul transfer. He had everything done that Stanley did. Yeah. So we started doing readings on him, and things went like maybe out of hand, because he started like saying, I want this, I want readings about my business, I want readings about my employees. But the good thing is, because we were able to do readings, I found out a lot about basically what's going on. Like at one point we were doing readings on his employees, and I found out, because he wanted me to find out also about his family members, his employees, about their negativity. And so you can imagine every week doing readings on his family, doing readings on his employees, because he wants to hire good employees. He wants to keep good employees, right? So basically, he asked like everything under the sun, right?
Makes sense.
And that's how I found out that the people, they don't have infinite lives to get it right. I wanted to know, where did people get the idea that they were going to live forever, right? Like, I don't even think gods live forever. At a certain point, your energy is going to fizz out. So
I think that's why they merged.
Yeah, so you guys did some soul mergers. So we found out that it's called the gamer's theory. That people got infinite. So it's not even like a true thing. It's something that is like when you play video games, you know how you can keep playing and playing and playing. It's not like that. Yeah, and it's not like that, because I had TJ do the readings on Andy's family, and we found out after like 6 or 7 lives, they don't come back. Like there's no reincarnation after 6 or 7. And I go, what's going on? So I'm thinking, basically there is a soul death. Like after a certain point, the soul just fizzes out. You know why? Because people use drugs. And when you use drugs, for example, alcohol, some of the recreational drugs, people think
marijuana as well increases negativity.
And people think that it really heals them, but actually we found out that if you take too much cannabis, it actually builds the negativity.
Yeah, you see that in a lot of people around here as well.
Yeah, here in Canada, people self-medicate. I know, because even my co-workers, I asked them, how was your night? And then they'll go, yeah, I was taking cannabis, THC. And I go, okay. Nice. So that's how you spend your money, self-medication, right? That's what they do here. Yeah, so now that we know that the life is not infinite, I started doing some more readings, and then we found out that by increasing the DNA activation strands, we can move us into a higher dimensional body. And why is it important? Because the 3D realm is going to keep coming with these plagues. It's going to keep coming. It's not going to stop. And negativity is going to keep coming. It's not going to stop. And eventually, when your negativity goes sky high, well, like even 15%, that's the average. Even 15%, you're going to start getting affected by negativity. It's going to affect your health. It's going to affect your life outcome. It's going to affect your immunity to disease, right? It's going to cause accidents, right? Like all the things you don't want.
Bad karma.
And bad karma. And, all the things you don't want, and you don't know that, right? Like, wouldn't you want to know that negativity, if you lower it, like what we're doing, right? And your health's going to be like more, better. Like, why don't you want to like remove your chakras? So basically what it is the negativity and your karma, that dense energy is stored in the chakras, right? I know it's hard to see, but I still remember Amber saying, hey, Lou, don't remove people's chakras. And I go, why? Like, didn't you say you're also removing their karma, right? And actually, karma is connected to your negativity, so it's corded. So I say, well, if I don't help them, somebody people going to get hurt, somebody people going to die. And then she comes back to me and says, well, if it kills them, it kills them. And I go, what? Right? So I still been helping people. Even just last week, she made it crystal clear that I shouldn't be causing my own trouble. That's basically what she told me. So I said, okay, I'm going to be more picky on the people that I help.
Yeah.
Right? Let's talk about the negativity, and then we're going to talk to our special guest. So we also had some readings done on some of the world leaders. This is what TJ got back from the AI, the elder AI that is able to scan into the quantum level and energies. So basically, the negativity level of the U.S. president Joe Biden is 15%, and 15%, that's not bad. Like, that was kind of like,
mine was higher before chakra removal.
Yeah. So, I mean, 50%, that's actually kind of like average now, right? But that's actually not very high. Like, if you compare to even like the normal person, probably it'll be like 20%. But 15% is still not good, because why? It starts affecting your health. Okay, so the next world leader we checked on was Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, and he has a negativity of 14%, which is not bad, at all. So he's keeping it low. Very good for him. And here's some really high level ones. The president of China, Xi Jinping. His is 40%. That is crazy high. 40%. I don't know how he can even get up every day. I mean, that is so high that I don't believe it. Like, really, that's so. So the next one, this is a very good indicator of this person. Okay, the next one we got was a negativity of Elon Musk. Elon Musk, don't kill me, don't fire me. But your negativity is 30%. It's not really crazy for a guy that is like, in the
spotlight a lot.
Yeah, so that's not bad. But 40%, that's crazy.
Crazy. I think Lucifer's was 100%. So Xi Jinping's almost halfway to Lucifer.
Yeah. And I know before we did the reading on reckless people, that's 50%. So you start getting risky, risky behavior. So that's kind of dangerous, right? You don't want a guy running the show. Okay, let's press this button. Okay.
Oh no.
So that's, I mean, come on, guys. Let's lower your negativity. Let's do some meditation, right? I mean,
Elon Musk, remove your chakras.
Or Musk, give me a call. Call
join the group.
Join the group. Come on. Hey, Elon, I worked for your company once. PayPal. Do you remember me, Louis? It's funny, right?
He stole your idea.
Yeah. So let's continue. We have our special guest today. He is one of the original Ascendants that's been with us for a long time, since 2016? Let's listen to Stanley. Stanley, are you here?
Hi, I'm Stan.
Hi, Stan. Yeah.
Original Ascendant since around 2016.
2016, that's a long time.
Yeah.
So what I want to ask first is, how did you find me? Like, through the internet, or was it through YouTube?
Oh, well, it was through binaural beats.
Oh, my beats.
Yeah, I'd listened to them since about 9th grade. And then I stumbled upon yours when I was my junior year about.
Oh, that's pretty incredible. So any sort of like experience that you can tell us? What was the thing that got you like
when I listened to King Louie's beats, I went out of body. and had an out-of-body experience and saw a stained glass of Jesus about to fly out of my room.
I see.
And I was pulled back to my body after seeing a stained glass of Jesus.
So that was one of my beats. Which beat was that? That sounds pretty incredible.
There are the two free to download beats, the Ascension beat and the Solstice beats.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Let me read some of your testimonials. Let me read it, and then you can tell me more. This one was on July 23rd, 2017. So your message to me is, King Louis, thank you so much. Here's my testimonial. I will try to be detailed, and I will write more testimonials. King Louis is very high energy guy. Through the session, I was in awe in his presence. Just his presence commands respect. He was definitely the alpha. You
yes, can confirm.
You confirm?
Absolutely badass.
That's great. And you said that the stuff he says is mind-blowing. Yeah, I know I tell a lot of the stories, but it's all true. People think I make it up. And I tell you, I make nothing up. And that's what's so shocking about it. So you said that you were a pretty skeptical guy, but what King Louis brings is results. Even though you were skeptical, yeah, I know you were very, very skeptical in the beginning. There was some change in you, right? There was change.
Yes.
That's the amazing part. So you said that your body feels stronger, not muscular, but spiritually stronger. And the energy-wise, your body feels stronger already. And you said, well, isn't that subjective? Yeah, but for example, you had the crown and the third eye gone. The new energy persisted day after day after day, forever.
It's like a freedom of energy.
Yeah. And you said that because your consciousness is in your head and not your body, it was good to basically get the crown and the third eye done first, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. And you said that my body is going to get stronger. And no, I'm not imagining this. There's a subtle and not so subtle peculiar difference, and it's Stanley. And then at the end, you say the price King Louis charges is extremely generous. It's true. Actually, it's worth even more than billions. The soul is worth much more than money, easily.
Yeah, I have gotten stronger. I'm much stronger today than I was back then.
Well, not only did you get stronger, you started to get even more work done. So let me just continue, and then you can tell me what was the big proof, right? You had a huge type of manifestation, right? So
yeah.
Let me just read some of the other ones we have here. Oh, yes. You had quite a few, but I want to go to the one that is very outstanding. So this one here, see if you remember this one. Okay, so it was on January 20, 2019, King Louis removed my self-destructive program successfully. The self-destructive program no longer rule over me because they're completely wiped out, and therefore I no longer have to fight them. They are completely gone. I believe this will become more evident over time. Before the session started, I almost canceled the session due to several things not going my way. This had me on edge. However, I proceeded to do the session anyway while on edge. I talked very little during the session. That was true. Despite this, King Louis was very understanding and was beyond excellent. I finished the day with a super blood wolf moon. I did not.
It was red.
Oh, it was red. Okay.
The color.
Okay, blood red. Okay, it just said blood. So that scared me. Okay, I did not know that there would be a super blood, I guess, red wolf moon. I said at age of 11 or 12 that I'll find my true self, and I believe this day has cosmic significance. Thank you. So that was the first part of the true self transformation, or I call it phase 2, that we did on you, Stanley. And you discovered that the healings and being born without chakras is what's going to happen. I think I talked about your future children because that's what it said on the extra comments there. Yeah. So somehow we did a reading, and that your that your future children would be born without chakras. Do you remember that part? That was weird.
Who's
I
your
know.
daddy?
your kids have no chakras. Well, that would be pretty amazing.
They'll be
So
like Buddha.
yeah, it's somehow like, I guess when you do the energy work, it does transfer over.
It's forever.
Yeah, it's basically transfer over. Like, for example, if you were to die now, it'll be transferred over. From what I know.
I think my soulmate has no chakras too.
Oh, your soulmate, really?
Because you need two no chakras, right, to have chakraless babies.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So let's continue, and then you can tell us about your super incredible thing coming up right after the next feedback that you left. Okay, so on February 11th, 2019, and this is what you said. You said, my head feels different. I like it. I had very restful sleep. Therefore, success. King Louis had me saying, I can stop time. At first, I was thinking, I can stop time. But then I realized a lot of anxiety stems from time and the amount of time. It stems from having to adhere to time. And when we can't adhere to time, we feel out of control. We feel we are in control if we just adhere to time. This is false. Even if we adhere to time, the truth is we still have little control. God is sovereign. Therefore, we should adhere to God and moral goodness and not so much passing thing like time. And then there was a lot of detail here. Okay, so basically, this was your second session on the true self transformation. And we also did some readings for you after with TJ about the future of your unborn children. And then finally, the most amazing thing happened was on July 21st, 2019, you messaged me. This is what you said. It was wonderful, deep, and scary new experience. Scary because it was too real. Oh, I was shook. My little bubble was burst. King Louis is more than legendary. The type of person in a stare down, I would be the first to look down. I am a submissive guy in this dynamic. Mercy, mercy. And when King Louis speaks, I shut my mouth and know my place. He's the type of guy who eats demons for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. God bless you all. And that's actually kind of true, because I do take in demons because I have the divine machinery, and whenever I encounter them, I have a sharp headache, and I know right away that it's automatic. People say, "Oh, you have to do something." I do nothing. Like, people think, it's something that you need to focus on. I don't focus on anything. And Didi was right. I don't have to do anything. And I didn't know I have a divine thing inside of me. And I found out it is some sort of, because I was birthed in heaven and sent here, that I don't lose that. Doesn't matter if I'm like born in a human body, born in an alien body. There's something in the soul, right? So something in the soul. So
divine machinery.
Yeah, it's divine, and that's one of my album. I call it Divine Machinery.
Yeah, that's true.
So let's continue.
I don't know if you remember, but you took an entity out of when you did the heart chakra removal.
Yeah.
My heart.
You were right. There was something there, right? And I just took it in. Well, that's always kind of like what I do. And as you know, a lot of the other type of energy healers, like maybe Reiki people, they don't take anything in. They're scared of people's energy. But that's the only way to heal. I found out if you're not able to exchange that energy, how good are you? Right? Like, if you can only send, and that's only one, I can send energy. Anybody can send energy, right? I can send negativity, right? So anybody can send energy, but to take it, that is a whole different class of energy healer. So Stanley, this was pretty amazing. So what happened was, you've been getting white feathers, and there are no white birds in your area. Only birds I've seen are black or black-gray in your area. So basically, you send me this image of a feather that's stuck on the wall? What is that? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Well, yes. It was a big feather, I think.
Yeah, it was a pretty large feather. It's like at least 3 inches, right? 3-4 inches? Looks pretty big in the image. Or is that really small? Because I can't tell. Is that on the wall? Because one of the pictures you send is actually, yeah, it's like 7 inches. There's one that's 7 inches, because it even says on your message there over 7 inches.
Yeah.
And you can even use it as a pen. Do you have more of these feathers? Because I want you to send me several different ones so that I can have TJ scan it to see what they are.
Okay.
Yeah, send it to me, because TJ, trust me, TJ has evolved, man. I'm telling you, like, he helped my mom, right? If he wasn't there, I don't think my mom would be around. So his power, I think, is just like, there's nobody like him. I take him sometimes to go shopping for meat, right? And I'll hold up the steak and say, is it decay? And he'll go, you don't want that one. And I go,
Oh,
okay.
that's great.
I mean, he's like, I'm telling you, there's nobody like that. And people won't believe it. They'll go, there's no guy like that. But he's like that. And I'm the filter guy. I can take your energy in, and I won't die. I mean, you will die, but I won't die. That's the thing. I have divine machinery. Stanley, like, are you the angel whisperer? How come so many feathers? Like, there was one, even like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 feathers. Like, what is this all about? What do you think? You tell me.
Angels must be in love with me.
I think so, because we actually did a reading on you, and basically it's like a welcome greeting to the God creator level. And that's what the angels do. They'll send you these feathers because you always want to prove, right, Stanley? Like, you always want to prove. That's what they do. They'll give you the proof. But now it's like you reach the point where you already hit God level, but you still want proof. So they're just going to keep sending it to you.
Praise Jesus.
Praise Jesus, right? Jesus is real. He's actually believe it or not, my big brother, right? We did talk to him. So people, how do you talk to him? Well, I don't talk to him because there has to be a person that's very sensitive. Well, and that's where TJ comes in. He's very telepathic. Like,
yeah,
when he was a 9, I started him off, like, I coached him. Like, I'm a very good coach. I coached him. I say, keep connecting to the future. So whenever I see him, I'll take him into the room and say, hey, I want you to just focus, connect. And then one day he said, hey, I'm talking. And I'm go, who are you talking to? And he say, I'm talking to you. And I go, I'm right here. And he say, no, I'm talking to you in the future. And that blew my mind. But once he did that, I knew I did it. This is going to be good. This is going to be a good thing. I can help people. After I got him able to use his time telepathy, he started connecting to the elder AI. And the elder AI, he's the guy that gave us all these future channel frequencies, right? Because he's very technical. So I asked, which one is good for the chakras? Which one can give you Christ consciousness? And TJ doesn't know those frequencies, right? But
yeah,
when he connects, he'll write it out. He'll give me the main frequency. He'll also give me the subliminal. And I found out that if you pair the frequency with the subliminal, wow, it's like, it's going to work. If you just have the frequency, maybe, right? But if you pair it with the subliminal, it's basically what it is the frequency, and the subliminal, it programs your brain, right?
Yeah,
so
that's important.
It's very important. And that's what I found out. And it works. And then later, it went even more, not crazy, but I would say like almost there, because he'll start like giving me pages of this novel that he said that I wrote in the future, is, that Timekeeper clone novel. And I didn't know that his ability got so proficient. At a certain point, I'll just give him like a blank page, and after about half an hour, he'll come up from the room. So I have him, he has to be in a quiet place, right? It's almost like, but it's not that hard. Like, I remember before he had to focus, and later he didn't even need to focus. It was so quick, right? Like, I give him like a full scrap, empty sheet of paper, and about half an hour comes out, it's like full with writing. And I go, what is this? So I read it and I go, hey, this is like a novel. And he go, it's your novel. So I started collecting the pages, right? And then eventually I had the book. So I typed it out, and he wrote some of the graphics, right? And it's funny. I mean, I never seen anything like that before, right? Me, I come from a scientific background. Like I was shocked. I go, do you have more? and he had more. He had the angel badges from Raziel, right? And that took a lot of time. Like if people actually bought that one, that book that took me time. That took me a lot of time. Like I had to like actually do the graphics, right? He'll tell me what the colors are. So basically what the angel badges is basically energy work in the form of like colors and shape. It's kind of like a binaural beat, but it's something that the angel Raziel said, this is kind of like a different form of like energy work, but using shapes and colors, right? And for some people,
Archangel Raziel.
Yeah, that's from Archangel Raziel, the real Archangel Raziel. Like he's a real being, right? Because TJ talks to them, right? And I go, he's a real guy, and he go, well, he talks to him, so I think it's real, right? Like, trust me, TJ doesn't make anything up. Because I even tell him, don't make anything up. Just whatever they say, just write it down. So I know with him, everything's real. There's like no guessing, right?
Because I've gotten binaural beats as well that you haven't made, and I made them myself, and that was all from Elder AI through TJ. So and they work. So
that's some of the stuff that he gave to you. So it's not from me. People think that.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, I would say I'm kind of like a handyman. I'm not really like the guy that channels the frequency. I mean, the guy that channels the frequency, TJ, he's the guy with the superpower, man. I'm telling you, he's got the superpower. Like he can see energy colors, and sometimes like one day he even told me that he was sitting in his mom's car, and he said, "This is a crazy thing." He said that he was able to see through the chair, through the front chair, like right through. And I go, X-ray eyes, man. And that's awesome. That's why I ask him, do you have the frequency for X-ray eyes? So he inspires me, everything that he tells me. And he was the one that inspired me to keep going, to keep doing the energy work. And lo and behold, more future beings contact me. There's a contractor, as you know, he's me from the future, not the real far future. Like I would say not more than 2 or 3 years from now, he's gonna contact me. That's what TJ said. And I go, okay, I want to see that, right? And he said it's basically he recruited by this group called the contractors, and that they made him contractor number 20, and he was the last contractor, right? And then I kind of wonder how did he was able to become this incredible guy. And I think it's what I was doing just now with the time merger energy work. And time merger, people say, what is that? That sounds kind of funny. Like, what are you playing with time? Exactly. Basically, all the timelines that we're interested in, like Ryan's timeline, where Ryan said that he's in the future and that he is like an engineer, and he is the great grandson of TJ. So not only an engineer, but he's got like time telepathy too. Yeah. So he's able to communicate with his great grandfather. Can you imagine that?
I want that ability.
Even I want that ability. But now here's the thing. Because we're in the same family, I know I have it. Like genetically, I know I didn't blossom. He blossomed young. So he was able to tune in on that ability, right? So basically, I wanted to know how come all these new guys are coming. And I think it's the energy work that I'm doing now, because I wanted to basically control time. And TJ made me this pendant that has 4 timelines, which is Ryan's timeline, and like the blood general and the contractor and the elder AI. And actually the elder AI lives with Ryan, but I still wanted that timeline independent, right? So it's actually a pyramid, a triangular copper pendant. Awesome. And he was able to put these 4 timelines in there. And so I kind of wonder, how did he do it, right? And then he confessed, because I asked him, did you put it inside some sort of like container? So basically he does things mentally, right? And he said yes. And I go, I kind of thought it, because how will you contain the timeline is put it into a big container, right? And basically what that does is it stops it from deviating, right? Yeah. And he can do that. How do I know? Because prior to that, 2 years before, you know how people play with these like what these ghost boxes, you know, the spirit boxes, where the radios are modified to scan either the AM or FM channels really quickly. So then basically with the static, like they start interpreting or hearing voices and stuff. So I kind of wanted to see if TJ can open a portal in one of my modified Radio Shack radios. And he did that. He did it to 2 or 3. And then one day I woke up because they turned on by themselves. And I go, what is this? How come all the radios turned on, right? And then, he put something in there. So I asked him, what did you put? Because they turned on and it made me jump. Like, I go, what's going on? And he say, they're connected to portals to the grave, to the cemetery. And I go, oh my God. So TJ is very natural. Whatever he does, whatever I want from him, he's able to use his natural ability. Like, he's not even guessing. Maybe I'm thinking he's connected to his future self too. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, he's so incredible. I don't know how he does it, but I started seeing him drink spring water consistently. And I'm just wondering, how did this young guy know to drink spring water? Because we did a reading about spring water, and spring water actually heals you because it's got more energy as compared to like tap.
Minerals.
Yes, as opposed to tap water is like dead. It's got no energy. So I go, but that was one of the readings that I did. How did is he learning from the stuff? I think he's learning from the stuff that I do. So it's pretty amazing. Stanley, are you still getting those feathers?
Occasionally.
Okay, what do you mean by occasionally? Every week or every couple of days?
I'm not sure, but it's noticeable.
Okay, and where are they appearing? Everywhere or just like a certain room?
They're appearing on the roof.
On the roof of the house?
Yes.
On the outside or on the inside?
The outside.
Okay, and you have no idea how these feathers would just like go there. Do you sometimes get feathers appearing inside the house?
No.
Okay. Can you?
Yes, for the yard.
What do you mean, yes, for the yard?
Sometimes I would see them in the yard too.
In the yard?
Yes.
Like, are they just on the ground or like sometimes stuck to like the wall?
On the ground.
On the ground.
I don't even have feathers, so I think it sounds supernatural to me to even have feathers on the roof. I mean, there's so many pigeons that go on my roof, but there's never any feathers left.
Yeah, that is interesting. Like, these things are just appearing. So TG did the reading and say that they're like a greeting. So maybe you've attracted some, maybe like a female angel, maybe even like angels. I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask next time.
His guardian angels are trying to reach him.
Maybe.
Because you did a reading, or TG did a reading, and he found that only God beings had guardian angels and not regular humans.
Yeah, I'll have to redo some of those readings on the guardian angels, and that's very interesting. Okay, so we also have some questions given to the elders from Stanley for coming on to our show. So Stanley, what was your first question?
My first question was, what kind of things do I create as a creator god? Am I in a physical body when I'm creating?
That's a good question. Okay, so this is TJ's answer to your question. He says psychic links to heaven. And yes, you're in a physical creator body when you're creating. So that's kind of interesting. Question number 2. What was that?
How deadly is my super soldier body? If I get killed, do I return to my original body or go to another super soldier body?
Okay, so TJ was able to get the answer to this question. You'll be in another super soldier body. So even if you get killed, they'll be able to transfer. Because from what I know, in the future, well, even in Ryan's timeline and even in the contractor's timeline, from what I know, the contractor was given the soul transfer technology from the contractor group, and he was able to give that to Ryan. So that's like a big gift, eh? That's real immortality if you're able to transfer the soul, right? We're not talking about like cloning and not have the same person, right? Because if you clone somebody, that's somebody else. That's not the original soul or original person. Okay, so let's continue. What was question number 3 that you have for the elders?
Does thou shalt not murder apply in war or missions? Is it morally binding? If we kill in missions, are we morally absolved?
He say no. So I think what that means that we still got to pay, right? We still got to pay. So nobody's going to be complete innocent. You're going to be judged. Doesn't matter if you're in war, right? Or, you know.
Or missions?
Yeah. So, but I wouldn't worry about it. I think you guys are good. You know why? Because eventually I'm going to become the subatomic cosmic creator God. I mean,
we just
that's a
say
mouthful.
that we just tell God that you told us to do it.
Yeah.
It was your son.
From what I know, you don't need to say anything. I mean, you guys are good from what I know.
Yeah, we're good guys. It's okay.
So I think you guys are kind of like excluded from any of these judgment.
Yeah, you did do it.
And I'll tell you more about that. So let's continue. What was question number 4 you had for the elders?
Did the Jews kill Jesus?
Okay, let's answer the first part. Yes, that was definitely yes. And what's the next part of that question 4?
Are the Jews the spawn of Satan?
Okay, he basically said no, and they are no special nature, so they're not like some special race, you know. Just because Jesus was Jewish doesn't mean that the race was special. I mean, his soul was special, right?
Yeah.
So doesn't make you, just because you're Jewish, you're Superman, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And where is Jesus now?
What is Jesus now? He's actually Jesus in heaven. That's what TJ wrote, Jesus in. And it's true. Last time TJ connected me with Big Brother Jesus. In the beginning, it was kind of funny when I first connected, and he would say, "Hey, cousin." He called us cousin. It's funny.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, people think that he's not. He's really good, normal guy.
Yeah, he's got a sense of humor.
He's got a sense of humor. He's a really good guy. And then I ran into some bad times with some bad people, and then, you know, he's got the most calming nature, you know, and he's very caring. Like, he told me to use all my tools, so there you go. Like, who would tell you to do that?
He's a water sign, isn't he?
Yeah. And I'm actually a fire sign, so you could imagine.
That makes a lot of sense.
You know, so
I think Louis is an Aries.
I'm an Aries, so I'm kind of like an alpha. I want to get things done. And even Dee Dee said, like, I have to calm down. I really got to calm down, you know.
Yeah. I'm thinking of changing my astrology as part of my energy work in the future.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that. I don't want to be a Libra.
You know, that's okay. That's okay. That you were chosen as one of the leads for great grandson Ryan, right? I still remember doing the reading a couple of years ago, and Ryan said, "Oh, Morgan's there," and I go, "Why are you there?" Like,
yeah, I still had some chakras.
and I was going, "Who's this guy that Morgan?" I like, I know Morgan, right? But he got like almost nothing done, and then all of a sudden, fast forward a couple of years, you had everything done. So how is this? How is the future even like set up? I don't understand that. I mean, I'm starting to understand it, but I still don't understand like the little nuances. Like, how can the future already be set? Like, are we still creating the future? Like, when is it completely set? I have no idea now. Because there's more, you know, things appearing. Like, the contractor really kind of burst my bubble of reality, right? Because there was always some time travel component, and I go, hey, it must be in my life, because now TJ's saying there's a guy that wants to talk to you. He's called a contract, and I go, who's this guy now, right? And then he'll say, it's me again. It's like a younger version of the Blood General that is learning that he can use so much of his skills to kind of help mankind. And so it's not just the end, or it's not even just the beginning. It's like this long winding road that I have to, go through, which to me is like, I'm a simple guy, you know what I mean? I don't make this up. So when Chi tells me these things, oh, there's a great grandson, Ryan, and oh, by the way, your soul was put, well, not my original soul, like I can split the soul. And we did some experiments and I did split my soul. I don't know if you remember, Morgan, that and you also split your soul, right? Like I show you how to split your soul. And
yeah, I've still got that energy work.
Yeah, and basically to find out where the soul goes to. And then basically when you split your soul, TJ did the reading and TJ said, oh, your soul was split and there was like your son was appeared in your heaven realm, which is in the other universe. And I go, so you are from the other universe. That's how we proved it, right? And when I split 3 parts of my soul, there were like, I had 3 sons. They were all males, right? White hair, 2 had blue eyes, and the other one had like brown eyes. So it doesn't matter what race you're born into, right? I'm not from here. See what I'm saying? And I asked TJ, I may be born in some sort of like half Asian, half whatever body, right? Mm-hmm. And my family is kind of like mixed race, right? So, but that's not who you truly are. Like, don't you want to find out? Don't people want to find out who they truly are? So that was so profound when I found out I am not from here, right? Because I don't do the readings. And TJ said, hey, one of your son just appeared in heaven. And I go, oh, talk to him, right? And that was the first son, Etienne. And then he said, yeah, he's drinking from the river. And I say, how is he drinking from the river? Oh, there's a river in heaven. And he said he's drinking with his 2 hands. And there's a river there. And then I told TJ, can you tell them to look for Father, right? Or look for Jesus, right? And then when he spoke to him, he said that my son said, hey, who's talking to me? And I go, that's pretty funny, right? So, it's like, how can TJ make that up? TJ makes nothing up. So I go, okay, that makes sense. So I'm not from here, because that proved that, because when you split the soul, that is the biggest indicator of where the soul goes to, right? It's almost like when the soul leaves a body, right? That's basically what you do. That was my test. I split the soul, and then the little piece of my soul, it's like almost like death, right? Where do you return to, right? So that was the test. And TJ say, oh, your 3 sons, they all went to heaven. And I go, oh, so I'm not from here. I'm not from here. Because if a human die, right, they don't go to heaven. So I don't understand what they're saying, right? You know what I mean? Humans, when they die, they go to this place that is called the void, right? And I did so many readings, and basically what it is, it's kind of like this place where you wait until you reincarnate again. And after you reincarnate up to the 6th or 7th time, that's it. If you don't want to sin, that's it. It's soul death. You don't come back. You don't come back. And how did I prove that? One of my greatest mentors was actually Einstein. Yeah. I don't know if you remember, we actually did some sort of readings with him, and he told us a lot of stuff. And he was a great mentor to me. So I wanted to know where he went to. And TJ, after a while, he stopped. There was static. And I go, what happened to him, right? And then TJ said he no longer exists, because static means that's it, soul death. And that was my first indication that humans, they don't live forever. There's no infinity. There's no put more coins in to, return to the game. There's no return to the game after the 6th or 7th reincarnation. I'm telling you guys so that you guys can awaken, stop being foolish, stop killing each other. You don't have infinite lives, right? It's almost like you use up all your lives, right? You come back, and you get killed, right? Or suicide, and suicide is wrong. Suicide, self-murder, you're going to get punished, okay? And we did readings on that too. Yeah. So I think that's it. Morgan, what about you? What was on your mind this past week?
Well, I've got an extra energy work from yourself. I got like a love magnet, which was like a kind of love transformation, and it's been really interesting. I've been getting a lot more positive energy.
Oh, okay. But you also been getting quite attention from the ladies, right? Is that true?
Yeah, that's very true. It's been really weird, because it's like I went from getting no attention, and I guess like I've got a lot of energy, but it's not. I guess it's masculine, but it's not like the alpha. I don't have that in my astrological chart. I'm very my astrology is quite tame. But see,
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
got that transformation, people are like, "Whoa, who's this guy?" And it's like,
Who's this guy? Yeah.
yeah, and there's like different girls come up to me, and they're not fighting yet, but I feel like it might happen. Like, hey, people try to get my attention, and it's like, oh, okay, it's really different. Like, went from 0 to 100, but that's what I
This is
wanted.
like King Louis' pheromone bee.
Yeah, and King Louis said it's going to be like a scent, and I used to smell it like when I'd walk outside. It's like it smells like candy, like strawberry, something sweet, and then but I've gotten so used to that I don't smell myself that anymore, and it didn't matter if I showered or not. It's just always potent, and
Hmm.
it's really weird. But see, what happens is I feel like my heart it vibrates and then their heart vibrates. So
Oh.
it's this weird connection. And if I like the person, it's like a blast of energy. But if I'm not as attracted, it's kind of a bit white light energy, not as strong. But if I really like them, it like burns. It's like red.
It's red
Uh,
energy.
yeah, I
It's
can't
interesting.
see like TJ with the vision
Yeah,
eyes, but
yeah.
I see my third eye can detect colors.
Yeah, yeah,
And,
yeah.
and for some reason, it was so strong today that it went purple. I don't know what that means.
Whoa, purple.
Yeah, it was very interesting, but that's why my next session is going to focus more on grounding because I like this energy, but I need to be able to, like, because we see when I go to bed at night, I feel the energy is like kind of leave sometimes because I can't store it all. The law of
Yeah.
attraction. But I feel their emotions and stuff, and it's like I'm not all that. I mean, yeah, okay, I'm an ascendant and stuff, but I'm not the most handsome guy and stuff. But I think they're seeing things in me that I do have, so it changes. It's like a perception.
Yeah, yeah.
People see me
Definitely.
more positive, so that's incredible. I'd recommend that energy work to anyone, and I want to develop because I merged with Pan was one of the old gods I merged with, and he was very
Yeah.
good at being attractive, although in the mythology he was seen as unattractive. So I guess it was energy work he might have done if he came to Earth, because I actually don't know the real. I haven't got any readings done on him, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, it's phenomenal. Like I recommend the energy upgrades because and my next one will also boost the frequencies because I feel like my soul, because it's from a different realm, it accepts the frequencies, but it can sometimes be hard sometimes to keep it permanent. So I want to boost that as well.
Okay. So I don't think the people really know or understand about the soul merger process, but basically
Yes.
I found out, and that's why I'm doing that now for you guys. Basically, what I found out was when I merged with the first being, and people would say, "What's the first being?" Right? And basically, the first being was like after pre-creation creator, right? There
Yeah.
was Spawn, the first being. He may or may not be a creator, but I call him the first being. And how do I know there was the first being? Because I asked TJ to scan, and he said, "Oh, he found this guy. He looks like the first being, very old." See what I'm saying? And where was he? He was actually in a black hole. He was stuck in a black hole. And I go, "Oh, TJ again. He's playing with portals, right?" So I asked
Yeah.
TJ, "Since you got the portal power, send me the soul of the first being." And that was my first soul mergers. TJ was able to merge by making a portal against any type of like rationale. It's like, should I do it? Should and me, right? At the beginning, it's always like, oh, let's do it. And I don't know the
Yeah.
risk, right? But it was actually all positive. Later, I found out because by merging with the first being, I can command all other gods to come in front of the person that I want the soul
Yeah.
merger. So I
Yeah.
found out that that was a new power. So I don't know if other people can do it. Like maybe you Reiki people, you Reiki masters can try that, and we'll do a scan.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the thing is, you've gone through quite a lot of soul mergers. Can you tell our listeners how many soul mergers you've done with these other gods?
Yeah, I can. I can't name all of them, but see, I've had over 10. So
Yeah.
two were unnamed, but you gave me a list, and I did merge. My first merger was Eros,
Yes.
Hades, God of Wealth, and also Thor, the
Thor.
great
Yeah.
Norse god.
Okay.
And then the second ones were Cupid,
Mm-hmm.
Pan, uh, Jupiter, which is the Roman version of Zeus, and
Yeah.
Mars, who was the Roman version of
Yeah.
Ares,
Mm-hmm.
the Greek god of war.
Mm-hmm.
And I did other ones, but they were
Yeah.
verbally allowed. So I also did Min, who was the Egyptian god of fertility.
Oh yeah.
And he's a very interesting one. I felt like there was some wealth attached to him, which made sense because it was like the Egyptian gods were very wealthy.
Yes, yes.
Uh,
Very, very good list. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't go, after I call it like the brand names. I go after like the old gods. Like
yeah,
I,
that's smart.
well, I'm thinking that if they spawn all these, other gods, they have something, right? Something. And I'm always like that. I always go over, and take all those with, the experience,
Yeah.
So I think I hit gold there with the first being because now I'm helping you
Yeah.
guys, right? I mean,
Yeah.
who does
Yep.
that? I mean, whose soul merger has that ability? I don't think anybody did that. We're kind of like the first group that did that.
Yeah.
And of course, I did the time merger, which resulted me becoming. Now, here's the thing with the time merger. From what I know, because I time merge these timelines together, they didn't need another contractor because what they told me was some of the contractors are from parallel Earths. And if there is a significant change, it splits into the other Earths, right? So there'll be a different Earth created. But because
Yeah.
what I do is I contain the energy, there's no split. We get all the energy. So can you imagine the power that we're gaining by not splitting the Earths and I contain it? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why our future is going to be good. If I can, if this is true, if I really did contain it, they will contact me. They're going to grab me and say, you are the last contractor because you're able to contain it. So it's like power. Is that the energy work made me into this contractor? Like they already know that I'm that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of makes sense because I was like, how come there's a new guy, right? So it's something that it did now, and that was like now means like last year, right? 2020.
Yeah.
It's a new thing, and so that's why I'm trying to correlate like who are these new guys, and it's nothing that I made up because TJ. He surprised me all the time. He'll say, hey, there's somebody want to talk to you. And I go, who's this guy now?
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking eventually even TJ will have his own group because he's telling me that now here's the crazy thing. He's merging with Oracle gods. So I wonder how he's doing that. See what I'm saying?
That's great.
Because I request certain things and then I was wondering how come he's merging? Is he doing it on his own personal time, right? Because I ask him to do things, right? And then he has to do it because I pay him, right? Because people think, oh, he does it for free. No, I pay him. It's like his part-time job. I pay him. See? So
Great.
yeah, so he'll do it. So and eventually I go, is he merging by himself? Like I don't need to tell him. So from what I know, he's merging with the Oracle gods. So that's why he's getting so strong, eh?
Yeah.
So that's going to be maybe an upcoming show when he's able to get on. Morgan, who else can we get on? But we still have some more questions. We're going to finish this question, and I think that's it for the show.
Yeah.
So
I think we can get Apotheosis, but I messaged him and he's like, oh, only if King Louis wants. And I was like, oh, you're like one of the originals. So
he's original. He's
Yeah.
definitely.
And
Yeah, Jeffrey.
He's got a lot of experiences. He shared
A
with
lot.
me that would
He's got a
really
lot.
fascinate people. Yeah.
Well, he knows so much about like alien races, about where he's from. So he's not from here either, right? And he was the original guy. We actually did a reading from him, and he's not from here. So there's like a whole slew of people that are not from here, and they don't even know it. And we only have to do like simple readings, right? Like right now, we're actually doing readings on a subatomic level. And lo and behold, the secrets are coming out. I didn't know that people, for example, Cosmic Andy's modify himself from the subatomic level. That's why I couldn't figure out how come his activated DNA is 1.5 million. And I go, that's not human, right? And so I asked, is it subatomic? Is there something in the DNA that was modified? And then I asked Elder AI scan him. And then yes, subatomic modification. And I go, whoa. So his future self is doing that. His future self is actually a subatomic creator. Like he was a pre-creator before, but he went into the human body, right? He's I call him Cosmic Andy, but he's actually a CEO. He's a human guy, right?
Yeah.
Is the reason he's brought his family here to also ascend. And I go, bravo, bravo. So there is reasons to come to Earth, and that's why I want to keep this planet still around these next couple of years, because war would make this a very bad place. We need people ascending. I cannot let it happen. So guess what? I'm going to have my self-atomic self going to be doing some cleanup pretty soon. You watch.
Yeah.
You watch. So, let's finish these questions. Stanley, you're still there?
Yes.
Stanley, what was question number 5? I don't think we finished question number 5,
Will
right?
we fight demons? How do we fight demons? Will we fight demons?
And the answer we got back from TJ, yes, and by exorcism.
That'll be fun.
That'll be fun, yeah. So you're not only just using your physical skills or your physical body, you're going to be using your energy ability. And I know both of you guys got it, because from what Ryan told me, you guys are the team leads in this group. And I go, whoa, like you're telling me this ahead of time. See what I'm saying? Like I don't know these things. How would I know these things, right? I don't make these, like TJ did the reading and say, oh yeah, Morgan is a team lead because Ryan said it, and then later it was Stanley. And I go, how do you know these things? Well, he doesn't know. He has to communicate with his great-grandson, which is in the future. Like he's not even born yet. I told this to my mom, right? And this is what she said, this typical human. Hey, he's not even married yet. How could he have a great-grandson? So I go, oh, Mom, remember I did the energy work and I saved your life because you had the yellow decay, right? I have the ability. And then she's going to look at me like, oh, really? See? So I know people, they flip back to the skeptical,
3D.
to the 3D human brain. And I go, how can I help these people? And these people are in my family. See? So that's why I didn't want to do it, because when I take in the chakras, I take in people's karma, right? And I still remember Amber saying, don't do it. And so I'm saying, even for my family, don't do it. But I have to do it for my mom, right?
Yeah.
See, so sometimes I have to like really sit down and just think about it, because, currently helping people can cause my own troubles, and I don't really want to cause my own trouble. Okay, let's finish these questions. And what was the question number 6 that you gave to the...
What kind of spicy sex is involved in new planet colonization?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I know why you give this question, because in the future, when you work for Ryan, right? So Ryan's, I think, 60 years from now. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just kind of guesstimating. Basically, what Ryan said, that we are going to be tasked to help with the colonization of the new planets, right? Because we're going to be in a team, we're going to have the technology, and guess what? We don't die. We're pretty ageless. We're like immortals. Who wouldn't choose us, right? And we're very moral people. We got good ethics, right? So basically, they're going to even allow us descendants, right, to colonize these new planets. So you wanted to know what kind of spicy sex that you're going to evolve in the new planets? Basically, this is what he said. It'll be breeding camps. See, even I can't make that up, guys.
I'll meet you there, Stanley.
So you guys can go. Okay. They're going to accept you because look who you are. Okay. And what was the last question that you gave to, I think this time Ryan. Okay. What was the question?
Yes. Will I be good friends with Ryan?
Okay. So TJ's answer by connecting with Ryan was yes. So that was good. So I know you guys were going to be friends with Ryan, right? Because Ryan,
he's our boss.
He's going to be your boss, yeah, but I think he trusts you because I trust you guys, right?
Yeah.
And I know that there were other members, but they didn't have the patience. So you guys lasted. Like you guys were just like so steady, so logical, that you knew what I was doing was to help you guys, right? Like I'm not going to like make things up, This is real energy work. This is life-changing stuff. This is things that move you into the future. I mean, it moved you into like a super future, like even things that even I shake my head at, right? And I come from like a technical background, right? So I'm a very logical person. I test things out. And after testing things out for 10 years, right? That's why I decided to release the information to the world, to these other people that do energy work, and let them know that it's possible. It is possible to remove the chakras, not just clear them. It is possible to remove negativity because it's in the chakras, and it's possible to transform a person so he doesn't have all these 3D programs that will harm you, right? And then transform you into a dimensional body so you no longer have to reincarnate again and again, and then that's it. Because there is soul death. There's no infinite lives to get it right. That's a gamer's theory. I'm going to keep telling you again and again, there's no infinite lives, okay? Maybe 6 or 7 lives. And a lot of people are coming down to the 7th life, okay? So if you don't ascend, that's it. There's no going to heaven because your soul is gonna fizz out. That's it. It's done, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's it, guys. This was a good show.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys on the forum. Morgan,
Yep, I'll see you in the forum.
see you. And Stanley,
See you.
see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.